Temperature records worldwide are making it increasingly likely that 2024 will become the warmest year on record, according to the EU's Copernicus climate change service.
유럽연합의 기후 감시 기관인 코페르니쿠스 기후변화서비스는 전 세계 기온 현황을 볼 때 2024년 올해가 지구 역사상 가장 더운 해가 될 가능성이 갈수록 높아지고 있다고 밝혔습니다. So it is hotter this year than ever before. It's not just me.
The data is backing it up.
Wow.
According to this, the Copernicus Climate Change Service is one of the 6 thematic services provided by the EU's Copernicus program. So a very
reliable,
reputable and reliable agency here. And what they're saying is that global temperatures were 0.7 degrees Celsius above the average between 1991 and 2020. And that means that the Earth is on track to hit the warmest year on record this year, as if you needed more information on that. But if you look at the regions here, southern and eastern parts of Europe, the western US, western Canada, most of Africa, and of course the Middle East and Asia, and even eastern Antarctica saw above average temperatures last month. The only areas that didn't or were at about near average temperatures were northwestern Europe, western Antarctica, and parts of the US, South America, and Australia in the southern hemisphere.
Every year we seem to be hearing that this is the hottest summer on record. But once again, that's happening. And apparently it's going to be a longer summer than usual as well, especially for us here in Korea.
It's already been a long summer,
yes,
it feels
already,
like.
that's right. Let's have a look at this first term here, worldwide.
Yeah, when something is worldwide, it means it's extended throughout or involving the entire world, right? Global.
The World Wide Web,
Exactly.
www.
www, or if you have the Korean key on, it's j. That comes out, right?
그러네요. W가 지으시니까.
You've never done that before?
No. Maybe I have. Maybe I have.
Who types? Actually, we don't need to type www anymore.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
요즘은 안 쓰지만 우리가 인터넷 주소창에다 원래는 이제 www를 이렇게 쳤었잖아요. 그게 World Wide Web의 약자입니다. 자, 그다음에 on record.
Yeah, if something's on record, there's 2 different meanings to this term here. It means either officially measured and noted, like in this case, statistically speaking. But the other sort of definition would be in reference to making an official or public statement. For example, if you're on the record or off the record. When you speak to a reporter, for instance, you can speak to them on the record, which would be an official statement, or off the record, which would be sort of behind the scenes.
Exactly. record는 기록이라는 뜻이 있어서요. On record라는 건 기록된. 그러니까 올 여름이 지금까지 기록된 여름 중 가장 덥다. This summer is the hottest on record. 그리고 누구랑 무슨 얘기를 하다가 off the record, 이거 우리끼리만 하는 얘기인데 말이야. 이건 비공식적인 거야. 라고 할 때는 off the record라고 하죠. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Temperature records worldwide are making it increasingly likely that 2024 will become the warmest year on record, according to the EU's Copernicus climate change service. Now here's our next headline.
Argentinian police have managed to foil what could have been one of the largest money heists in the country's recent history after uncovering a 220-meter tunnel that led to the vault of a bank in the suburbs of Buenos Aires.
아르헨티나 경찰이 부에노스아이레스 교외의 은행 금고로 이어지는 220m 땅굴을 발견하면서 자국 역사상 최고 수준의 피해 액수를 기록할 뻔한 금품 강탈 사건을 가까스로 사전에 막아냈습니다. This has happened before, hasn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be a common occurrence. Back in 2006 in Argentina, there was another bank heist where criminals made off with 15 million pounds. About 26 billion won from safe deposit boxes. And they actually managed to escape on inflatable boats through storm drains in the city's sewage system. But this time, the attempted robbery was thwarted by a delivery worker. A very perceptive delivery worker who saw a rough metallic spike sticking out of the road, this cobblestone road here, and he reported it to police because this metal rod had actually scratched the chassis of his van.
Oh, I see.
And upon further investigation, they found this intricate tunnel that led from an empty warehouse to a safety deposit room at one of this bank's branches. And it's thought that this rod was used by the criminals as sort of a gauge to sense where they are. It was a placement marker, I suppose. When you're in these tunnels, you also need a network where oxygen can come in because you need to breathe in there. So it was very intricate, but luckily the authorities were able to discover this thanks to the help of this delivery worker.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of the tunnel, and it looks like it must have taken, I don't know, months, years maybe to make. Because this is a huge, huge tunnel.
I mean, it must be a big undertaking. More than one person probably needed to build this tunnel.
How did it go unnoticed for such a long time?
So I'm sure the investigations are still ongoing. But,
Right.
For all the effort, for what it's worth, and the money that they can possibly gain, is it really worth it? I
Exactly.
wonder.
자, 2006년에도 아르헨티나에 이렇게 땅굴을 통해서 은행으로 연결해가지고 그 도난 사건이 있었던 적이 있었습니다. 그런데 그때보다도 이번에 더 큰 그런 땅굴이 발견이 된 거예요. 물론 이제 사전에 이렇게 막아냈기 때문에 피해는 없었습니다만 한 배달원 덕분에 발견됐다고 합니다. 바닥에서 뭔가 튀어나와 있습니다. 근데 배달용 차가 이것 때문에 좀 긁혔는데요 하면서 신고가 들어간 거죠. 그래서 바닥에 튀어나온 이게 뭐지? 여기도 튀어나올 게 없는데 해서 이렇게 찾아보니 그 지하에 땅굴이 있었던 거죠. 굉장히 긴 땅굴이. 자, 첫 번째 표현 보도록 하겠습니다. To foil a plot.
Yeah, as a verb, to foil something means to defeat it or to thwart it.
Yes.
Which I said, either a plot or a plan. Attempted robbery, perhaps. But of course, the noun form of foil would be like aluminum foil.
Yes, of course. 자, foil이라는 동사예요. F-O-I-L. 우리 은박지처럼 돼 있는 그 foil도 스펠링은 똑같은데 여기서 말하는 F-O-I-L, foil이라는 거는 무언가를 좌절시킨다. 무언가 못하게, 저지한다라는 뜻이 있어서 thwart랑 비슷합니다. T-W-A... Oh, no,
forgot
so
the H.
T-H,
Yes.
sorry. T-H-W-A-R-T.
Yeah. There's two sort of meanings. There's a thwarting meaning, but there's also the defeating. If you, like in a superhero movie, the superhero could foil their enemies, meaning you're outwitting them.
Yeah.
You're outsmarting them.
Yes, exactly.
But to thwart would actually mean to prevent something from happening, right?
네, 맞습니다. 여기서는 foil a heist라고 했습니다. So this robbery was prevented, basically. And what's a suburb?
The suburbs are the areas lying sort of on the outskirts of a city, usually residential. So it's somewhere in between an urban area and a rural area.
Yeah.
And the suburbs have come to mean sort of this middle class sort of lifestyle where, families can be raised and things like that.
Yeah, if we look at the word itself, sub, which is sort of on the side, I guess, and then urban,
right.
which is the city. So suburb would be right around the city. 그래서 그 교외 지역, 도심지를 살짝 벗어난 그런 주택 지역을 suburb라고 하죠.
Right. In slang, you would say the burbs.
The burbs.
Yeah, I live in the burbs.
Oh, all right. Let's have a reread of this headline. Here it is. Argentinian police have managed to foil what could have been one of the largest money heists in the country's recent history after uncovering a 220-meter tunnel that led to the vault of a bank in the suburbs of Buenos Aires. Let's move on to the final headline.
A Scottish sandwich business is reportedly seeking to add a £1 Seagull insurance fee on all purchases to cover the losses caused by birds stealing food from up to 30 customers a day.
스코틀랜드의 한 샌드위치 가게가 갈매기가 훔쳐가는 음식 때문에 발생하는 손실을 보전하기 위해 모든 구매당 1파운드의 일명 갈매기 보험 비용을 추가하는 방안을 고민 중인 가운데 이 가게에서는 갈매기로 인한 피해 고객이 하루 30명까지도 발생하는 것으로 알려졌습니다. All right. So we're looking at stealing seagulls.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about this story, but I'll get to it. So basically, here are the facts. The owners of this shop in Scotland say they're giving free replacements to customers because these seagulls seem to swoop in and attack people, of this newly purchased food. So as soon as they walk out, these seagulls swoop in.
그러니까 고객들이 이러는 거예요. 저 방금 갈매기가 제 샌드위치 가져갔어요. 다시 주세요. 그러면은 가게는 그동안 어쩔 수 없이 다시 만들어줬는데 이래서 너무나 큰 손실이 발생한 거죠.
Yeah. And now these business owners, they're operating in good faith. They want their customers to enjoy their food. So they've tried other attempts at this. Basically, they've they've put up signs, everything basically except for shooting them, which I think is their last resort.
Yeah.
So in a bid to still allow these customers to enjoy their food, they've come up with this plan of possibly charging this Seagull insurance. So another instance of a business sort of funneling these losses to the customer,
Yeah,
and to the
exactly.
consumer.
1파운드면은 우리 돈으로 현재 약 1,700원 정도가 되거든요.
Yeah.
근데 샌드위치의 가격이 정확히 얼마인지는 모르겠지만 그 샌드위치에다가 이제 뭐 이 정도 돈이 더 더해지면은 그래도 좀 부담스러울 수도 있고 사람에 따라 좀 다르겠지만 근데 그럼 얼마나 갈매기들이 샌드위치를 많이 훔쳐가느냐? 뭐 어떤 날은 연달아서 샌드위치 10개나 다시 만드는 경우도 있대요. 이 가게에서.
So hundreds of pounds a day. And what I think is amazing is that these seagulls have learned to coexist with humans. They know that food comes out of this establishment when these people walk out. So they've learned to really cohabitate with humans, and they've learned that. Now, what I would like as a business owner, maybe putting up a sign saying, please beware of seagulls. We won't take responsibility for any losses incurred by these animals.
Right, exactly.
But that's,
네.
that's my
지금
opinion.
그 샌드위치 가격이 6.75파운드네요.
Okay.
6 pounds 75 cent, p. 그러면은 우리 돈으로 12,000원 정도라고 합니다.
Yeah,
네.
so it's
그러면
not
이제
cheap.
네, 원래도 좀 비싼 편인 샌드위치인 것 같은데 거기에 여기 더해지니까 한 14,000원 정도로 오른다고 생각할 수 있겠죠. 그래서 이렇게 추가가 될지 안 될지 모르겠어요. 어떻게 갈매기랑 협상을 할 수도 없고 그러네요.
It's when you ride a ferry in Korea, these seagulls, they know that people hand out these shrimp
Yes,
crackers, right?
crackers,
And they
yeah.
come and they feed off that. So
맞아요.
yeah.
굉장히 똑똑하다고 해야 되나 영악하다고 해야 되나 요 갈매기들이 잘 압니다. 지금쯤 이제 음식이 나오겠구나. 지금 이 순간에 가져가면 내가 먹을 수 있겠다. Seeking to do something, what does that mean?
Yeah, it means you're making an attempt or you're trying to do something, you're pursuing it or undertaking it. And what this business is doing is they're seeking to charge this Seagull insurance. So they haven't done it yet, but they're considering it.
Yeah, they are seeking to do something. 이렇게 하려고 생각하는 거죠. 시도할까? 그런 여러 가지 방법을 모색할 때 seek to do something 이라고 할 수 있습니다. 이렇게 1파운드를 추가로 부과할까? 이렇게 고민하고 있다고 합니다. Why? Because they want to cover the losses.
Yeah, when you cover, in this instance, money, you're basically paying for it.
Yeah.
You're making up for it or defraying the cost
Yep.
would be a technical term for it. So in here, what they're covering is losses, which is the opposite of profits, right? The money that you're losing. So when you say you cover money, you would use it in an instance if you're Dutch paying. You would say, maybe put some money down. Would this cover my portion, or does this cover the bill? Meaning, is this enough for the cost?
네, cover the losses는 손실을 메운다라는 의미가 되겠습니다. Alright, well here's the headline again. A Scottish sandwich business is reportedly seeking to add a £1 Seagull insurance fee on all purchases to cover the losses caused by birds stealing food from up to 30 customers a day.